Throughout history, certain topics have ignited intense debates, challenged societal norms, and reshaped the course of civilizations. From the shadows of ancient conspiracies to the glaring lights of modern controversies, these subjects continue to captivate and divide us. Welcome to the Controversial Corner, where we delve into the heart of these contentious issues, exploring the facts, the myths, and the perspectives that fuel the fires of debate. Join us as we navigate the complex landscapes of lifestyle, science, culture, and beyond, seeking understanding in a world where truth is often elusive. Subscribe now and embark on a journey through the most provocative topics of our time. Music isn't just entertainment, it's power, expression, rebellion, and sometimes a spark for controversy. Why do some songs offend people? Why do governments ban music? Why do fans clash over what's real and what's not? Today, we're breaking down 10 powerful reasons why music is controversial, and we're explaining each one clearly, even if you're just starting to explore the music world. 1. Lyrics and explicit content. Lyrics are the words in a song, and they can be powerful tools for storytelling or emotional expression. However, some lyrics include profanity, graphic descriptions of sex or violence, or talk about drugs and crime. These types of content can offend listeners or be seen as inappropriate, especially for children and teenagers. That's why some music comes with parental advisory stickers to warn people about explicit content. This becomes controversial when people start asking, should this kind of music be allowed on the radio? Should children be banned from listening to it? Artists argue they are just expressing their truth, but critics worry that hearing these messages repeatedly might influence young minds or normalize harmful behavior. 2. Political messages. Many musicians use their songs to speak out about important issues like racism, poverty, war, and corruption. Music has the power to rally people and spread ideas quickly. For example, during the civil rights movement, protest songs were used to inspire unity and hope. In modern times, artists might criticize governments, highlight police violence, or call for social justice. However, not everyone agrees with the messages these songs send. When an artist takes a political stand, some listeners feel offended, especially if the message challenges their beliefs or criticizes their country. Sometimes, governments or powerful groups try to silence these voices by banning songs or punishing the artists. This raises important questions about free speech and the role of music in society. 3. Religious conflicts. Music and religion have long been connected. Think of hymns, chants, and spiritual songs. But when music touches on religion in a critical or playful way, it can deeply offend believers. For example, songs that use religious symbols in sexual or rebellious contexts can be seen as disrespectful or even blasphemous. This often leads to public outcry. Religious leaders may call for bans, and fans may protest. Some artists do this intentionally to challenge tradition or to express their own struggles with faith. But even when the intention isn't to offend, mixing religion with entertainment can be risky, especially in communities with strict religious beliefs. 4. Cultural appropriation. Cultural appropriation happens when someone from one culture uses parts of another culture, like clothing, language, or music, without proper respect or understanding. In music, this often shows up when artists from dominant cultures use styles created by marginalized groups, such as hip-hop, reggae, or traditional indigenous sounds, without crediting the origins. This becomes controversial because it can feel like exploitation. While blending cultures can create beautiful art, ignoring the history behind a style or using it as a costume can be hurtful. For example, if a pop star wears traditional tribal outfits in a video without knowing their meaning, it may come across as mockery rather than appreciation. 5. Gender and sexuality. Music is a space where artists explore their identity, including gender and sexuality. Some artists challenge traditional roles, like men wearing makeup or women rapping aggressively, while others openly express their LGBTQ+ identity in their lyrics and performances. This helps people feel seen and represented, especially those who are often left out of mainstream media. However, This openness can make some people uncomfortable, especially in cultures with strict gender roles or laws against same-sex relationships. Controversies arise when people think music is promoting something they disagree with. But for many fans, seeing diverse identities in music is empowering and even life-changing. 6. Censorship and freedom of expression. Censorship means stopping or controlling what can be said or shown. Some governments, media platforms, or parents groups censor music that they believe is harmful, offensive, or politically dangerous. This can include banning songs, removing music videos, or preventing artists from performing. This is controversial because it pits public morality against personal freedom. Artists argue that they should be free to say what they want, while others believe there should be limits to protect society. This debate is ongoing, especially with the internet making music more accessible across all age groups and cultures. 7. Influence on youth behavior. People have long debated whether music affects how young people think and act. Some believe songs with violent or sexual themes can encourage risky behavior. For example, if a song glamorizes drug use or crime, adults may worry that teens will try to copy what they hear. Research hasn't proven a direct link between music and bad behavior, but it does show that repeated exposure can shape attitudes and values. Because music is such a big part of youth culture, parents, teachers, and politicians often argue over what kind of music should be allowed in schools or public spaces. 8. Commercialization and authenticity. Commercialization means turning something into a product to make money. In the music world, some critics argue that record labels and streaming platforms care more about profit than quality or creativity. This can lead to artists changing their music to fit popular trends, rather than staying true to their original style or message. Fans often accuse these artists of selling out, especially if their earlier work felt more honest or meaningful. On the flip side, some artists say they're just growing or trying to support themselves. Still, the tension between art and business creates a lot of debate in the music world. 9. Racism and discrimination in the industry. The music industry has a history of treating artists of color unfairly. For example, black artists created genres like jazz, rock, and hip-hop, but white artists often became more famous using the same styles. Even today, people of color may face fewer opportunities, be miscategorized, or be overlooked for awards. This leads to ongoing criticism and calls for change. Many artists speak out about these injustices, demanding better representation and fairness. While some progress has been made, racism remains a controversial and sensitive issue within music. 10. Performance and visuals. A music performance is about more than sound. It includes visuals like dance, fashion, and stage design. Some artists push boundaries with their look or moves, aiming to shock, entertain, or make a statement. Performances by artists like Lady Gaga or Lil Nas X often stir conversation because they challenge social norms. These performances can be seen as powerful art or attention-seeking stunts, depending on the viewer. Controversy arises when people think something is too sexual, disrespectful, or inappropriate for public viewing. This raises questions: where should the line be between creativity and decency? Music is a powerful, emotional form of expression. Its ability to inspire, challenge, provoke, and reflect society makes it inherently controversial. What one person finds liberating, another might find offensive. These debates often mirror deeper societal struggles around morality, identity, power, and freedom. Ultimately, music remains a mirror of culture, sometimes cracked, sometimes crystal clear, but always impactful. If you learned something new or had your mind opened even a little, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps the channel reach more curious minds like yours. Subscribe if you're into music, culture, or deep dives that make you think, and tap the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Now it's your turn. What's the most controversial song or artist you've ever come across? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk. Thanks for watching, and remember, music is more than sound. It's a statement. Thank you for watching. If you found this documentary insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on technology, business, lifestyle, health, society, and global issues. What are your thoughts on these controversial moments? Let us know in the comments below. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.